BT with the Mega Man sprite, Christos with the Link sprite, and they're off.
All right. Oh, all right. I was close. And a key to Skullwoods.
One of those keys that you're not really interested in getting in the game.
But hey, I'm just happy that my guess was on the right track for Link's house,
So Christos doing the tree pull strats, killing the blue guard with the sign here. Gonna be able to get the first tier of this tree pull.
Just some hearts though, not really quite what he's looking for. We see BT setting up the Houlihan strat. Gonna be grinding himself some money.
And Christos picking up the magic in here. Ooh, nice bomb drop from one of the green guards. Or blue guards.
That's always super nice. Uncle gave Link all of his life savings as in his will, apparently.
So BT is actually going the south route to Kakariko. Gonna try to get some bombs from this little area of bushes over here. There's a pretty high probability of picking up a couple bombs in this. So getting one bomb...
50-50 chance.
Yeah.
One bomb is pretty good.
It'll be enough to at least get him over to the bomb hunt.
Exactly. That's all you need.
As long as he doesn't bomb open this wall, which I don't think he's gonna do for just 5 bomb upgrade. Yeah.
Hey, you never know.
It's just a heart piece.
Lost Woods, finding a heart piece. A map up on library. That's always fun. You gotta keep that in your mind, just because in Keysanity, you don't know whether the dungeons are gonna be crystals or pendants. So having that information later on may be useful.
Absolutely. Unfortunately, just an arrow inventory upgrade. So far, no major items. Not even the small key was really worth anything yet.
Did he just drop his bomb?
Yeah, he did.
Get his full money's worth. I guess he had the money for it, so he didn't really want to waste time with the bomb shed, but...
Words are hard, don't worry.
They're so hard.
Ooh, another map.
And a key to Dark Palace over here in Blind's Hut. And otherwise, just a lot of money that Blind is hoarding.
And thanks to Conizio Breezy for gifting the sub to Chelsea.
Yo, that's me! Thank you.
Thank you for the continued support of Speed Gaming. Super appreciated. We did get the small key for Thieves Town here. We're about to see what's in the bottom of the well. Ooh! Hook shot.
That's always a good find.
Flute as well, and the boots. Wow.
Oh, wow.
Talk about movement city down here.
We are so fast.
Getting all of the movement items in one place. Impressive. So nothing major. You can just get swindled from the bottle vendor. What a guy.
I saw BT earlier asking for early boots in the Rage channel, so I'm sure he's very, very happy.
In the original spring tournament, one of the ways to wish good luck was may your boots be early. The commentators would say in the IRC channel.
It's the most fitting way, honestly.
Also, Visual18, thank you so much for the Twitch Prime resub. Super appreciated. Thanks for your continued support of Speed Gaming. So you have both players kind of just routing around what the other has already done. Interestingly enough, with the flute and hook shot, they now have access to East Death Mountain, So we might see a little bit of route divergence. Christos also leaving a bomb behind.
Like I said, gotta get that money's worth. Can't waste a single rupee. Yeah, these players just kind of running around each other since they took pretty much opposite routes to get into Kakariko. But I'm sure soon.
Oh. One of the questions in chat, what happens if you catch up to the Running Man? He actually tells you about the developers of the game if you manage to catch him.
Wait, does he really?
Yep.
I had no idea. That's kind of cool.
So just a map on the ledge. It looks like Christos is going back in to get it. Oh, except for running the wrong way. Oh, that's not a useful map, though.
It sure is. No, not at all.
Christos picking up Ganon's burrito.
Do you think it's a barbacoa burrito?
That's a really good question. I think he would be happy if it was.
Chris forgetting he has the hook shot, so he did not end up doing the little hook shot strats to get pulled to the chest, so you only have to come in once. Either that or he didn't want to mess around in his menu.
Ooh, BT almost running into the crab, but nicely avoids it.
Yes, give him the swift dodges. I'm gonna check out this mini Moldorm cave, opting for bomb strats. Oh, and hookshot strats, the double.
Oh, wow. That was a really nice mold. Or
that
mini
was
Moldorm.
really good.
Yeah.
Oh, we have our big key to T-Rock. And a small key to Swamp. That's a nice one. That's pretty much, besides items, that's the only thing that prevents you from getting into Swamp. So having that early is always super nice. It's weight off your mind. You know that you don't have to go searching for that later.
So BT down to 2 hearts. Has to avoid these crabs because if you get hit once with the crabs while you're in green mail, that's 2 hearts to damage.
Can't believe they put these OP of enemies right here at the start. I guess the only thing they really block is Ice Rod Cave, so they're like, yeah, you don't need that till later.
Yeah.
Just
getting a heart container. So BT is going to be fluting over to Fake Flipper. So without the Moon Pearl, only going to be able to really check Hobo, reverse Fake Flipper over and see what's on the ledge of Zora, as well as picking up the Zora item. So
meanwhile, Chris is going to be checking out the Bonk Rocks, it looks like. And then maybe we'll see some route divergence. Maybe he might go up to Death Mountain.
There's a bottle on the Lake Hylia Island.
Just a heart piece in the Bonk Rock Cave.
Looks like Christos is going to be picking up the old man here. Oh, maybe not.
They don't have gloves. Yes. I think he's checking out Lumberjack.
Derp.
He can try and lift that rock, but he's not strong yet.
I think that was a map.
That was a map? I think?
Yeah, I think it was a map.
Well, definitely not going to kill Aga for that.
No.
I don't know. What would you do if it came down to 2 dungeons? Would you go to Aga to even find out which one it is, or would you just 50-50 guess it?
Definitely not. It takes about 5 minutes to kill, or like to go through that whole area and kill Aghanim. And you'd have to get enough small keys and everything else all. It would seem not worth it.
Yeah, agreed. Looks like there was just a key up on Spectacle Rock and a heart piece in the cave itself. Gonna get some East Death Mountain action.
It pretty much is Death World.
It is a Death World, yeah. With those dead rocks.
Dead rocks, yeah.
Uh-huh. Dead Rock World.
Alright, so we're gonna see our first paradox cave here.
Meanwhile, it looks like BT's gonna be heading through escape.
So our first little bit of route divergence, and Christos finding the mirror.
That's nice. That will allow him to explore just a little more if he decides to go back and save and quit to the old man cave. He'll be able to actually get up over by Hera. He won't be able to do too much, but that's the option. Oh, and the glove.
There's those gloves. And there's
now
the
the Titan's mitts and a sword.
Wow.
Holy new hype.
Well, so now he can, if he finds the moon pearl in Spiral Cave, which would be really handy, then he could do Death Mountain all together, Dark Death Mountain and regular Death Mountain. We might see him do Super Bunny Cave, without the moon pearl.
Oh man, I never get to see that anymore. That's exciting. Ooh, I think that was Berna?
I'm pretty sure that was Cane of Berna. Excellent cane. Sparkles a lot.
We like shiny things here.
We do.
BT finding another key to Dark Palace. Odd.
So yeah.
And Chris also finding himself one.
You need 6 keys to be able to complete pod in the logic, but most runners by this point have learned the hammer jump, and with the right kind of items you can actually complete it with as little as 4 keys.
It's a little annoying to route, but it's absolutely possible. Just because you're skipping that first lobby door, which is kind of like a shortcut. So, if you have bow, you're able to get through with only 4. It's pretty nice.
We're seeing Dark Room Strats by Christos, picking up the old man.
Getting through, no problem. Getting that sword was pretty nice for him.
Yeah, that's one of the better items to have for at least dark room routing. Small key again is tower though, so
why does the old man have that? Do we need the old man?
Maybe he works for Ganon.
That's what I'm thinking, is he's betraying us. I mean, he's giving us the key, so maybe he's really just betraying Ganon.
That could be true.
Looks like BT's gonna be getting his Titan's mitts and his sword and mirror.
Christos
So
picking up Turtle Rock small key. So without the Tower of Hera big key, only 2 items you can really get from this dungeon, but picks up the moon pearl.
That's a good one. Yep. That's definitely a good one to get.
Now is going to be able to go into the dark world.
We can go a lot of places, and getting a bottle with some green goo in it. That's really all they can do. But it was definitely a worthy dip.
Yeah, interestingly enough, Moon Pearl is actually found in Tower of Hera in the vanilla game. So,
oh man, that means we can't do Super Bunny now.
no Super Bunny.
I'm so sad. Dreams have been crushed. Dang it, I feel like every time that happens, every time I'm like, yes, I can do Super Bunny. Like, I get Moon Pearl on, like, in some weird cave that was close by, Spiral Cave, something awful, every time.
Yeah, Spiral Cave is pretty awful, if you don't have the boots especially, but, Christos using those nice hook strats, hooks through the block, and is able to keep going without it.
Seems like BT ran out of bombs. And I think he's thinking that's his only weapon, but if he just went a little farther, he would have found his swords. That's a little sad.
He might, I think BT... Yeah.
Oh, he ran out of bombs. Oh, to even get into...
Yeah.
Oh. Oh, yeah. Oh. Getting our first Dark World dip. Finding that Turtle Rock is ether.
We don't have any medallions yet. We don't know whether or not that dungeon is a crystal or pendant. So that is...
we haven't really had any map checks either, so we don't really know what anything is.
Yeah, without any... I think they picked up, what, one map? Maybe?
They got GT map.
Oh, yeah.
And now they have Ice Palace.
There we go.
GT1 is the only one that I remember.
Oh, well, there's our map check.
Oh, it was quick.
There was a red pendant and a red crystal. Now, I think the red pendant was at Skullwoods, red crystal was at Ice Palace. I saw Turtle Rock, but I don't know what it was. It blinked way too fast.
I'm sure we'll find out eventually. Seeing the back of Escape from Christos here.
And unfortunately, coming up a bust. Not really anything of value in there.
Very dry. From here, I would assume that he's probably going to go check out Village of Outcasts area, since that can kind of lead him to a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, we got the we have the bottle we can hand in, so we're gonna get to see what Sick Kid has to offer. And ooh,
another burrito.
Swamp Palace.
Oh, maybe not. Maybe?
I'm thinking Sahashala first. He's going to be able to get the knowledge of what the green pendant is. And there's normally 3 chests in the back there that can sometimes have some good stuff.
He might even opt to dip through Eastern really quick. That's 4 chests. Not too much of a time investment. It's what I like to do in Keysanity.
Ooh,
Swamp is the green pendant. That's always a fun one. Especially since we got that key early. Ooh, lots of bombs. What is Hosterla planning?
Yeah, he's got a whole armory back there.
Arrows and bombs. It looks like
in fact, he is going to Eastern Palace.
Yep. BT also saving the old man in the dark, making his way through. Not going to be too heavily rewarded, but hopefully he'll go to... Oh no! Getting blocked.
Oh no.
Hopefully going to be heading up to Hera to grab his Moon Pearl. Looks like he is.
Christos picking up 20 rupees in the first chest in Eastern. Not what he's looking for. Has more than enough rupees at this point for everything left in the game. Unless he wants to buy
very rich
potions for any particular reason.
Well, we know Christos dies a lot, so...
Yep.
Clearly he'll need them. BT getting his small key to Turtle Rock and heading into Hera for a quick little dip.
Very nice Stalfos room from Christos.
Ooh, grabbing the fire rod.
It's actually really handy before going to Skullwoods area.
Very, very handy.
Some excellent routing choices so far for Christos. Another dark room here.
Yep, so technically whatever he gets here isn't in the logic. So we'll see what happens.
BT heading through dark East Death Mountain. Going to Super Bunny Cave as well as Hookshot Cave. Another key to pod.
I find so many pod keys in Eastern lately. And I don't know why. Like, I just see it so frequently. It's nice, because if you do end up, you know, going to pod, like if you have the ability to go to pod area, and then you just decide to dip Eastern first, getting a pod key in Eastern before you go into dark is pretty nice.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I always worry when you get a significant amount of pod keys early on that, you know, maybe there's something
something in there.
Yeah.
Well, they're at 3 right now, so.
So we have Christos fake flippering, setting up the Jesus walk here to access the waterfall ferry. And we might even see the fake flipper to get the item on Zora ledge from Christos now that he has the boots. It's it's rare to see that. But if it's something of value, maybe.
Ooh, that is definitely something of value.
So, and it looks like when the map check was done, it was actually Link's head that I saw over Turtle Rock. Oh, and because he got a key, though, unfortunately put him back into swimming state.
Wow.
There. So, doesn't look like we're gonna get that reverse fake flipper over to the Zora ledge item.
But he's definitely gonna want to grab that eventually. Oh, yep, it looks like he's setting it up right now.
So Christos going back into the water here.
I'm just mesmerized. I've never been able to pull this off before, so it's always fun seeing this.
So it looks like he's going back to set it up. So this, I think, is only able to be done with the boots. And there you go. Does it. Nice first try. Able to get this item. Gonna save and quit, probably.
And then from here, I would assume he's gonna go over to the Village of Outcasts. Now. I said that earlier. But now for sure, I'm calling it. It's happening.
So what you have to do for the reverse fake flippers is you kind of have to use your boots to get enough speed to kind of run off that ledge, and you'll actually land in a place where you can continue to walk. It's interesting, and it looks like BT is trying to set it up as well. Or maybe not.
Yep. Turn back, he bailed. He was like, nope.
Nope, but he's gonna get this key. It's gonna put him back in the water. So
he wanted to check what Zora was before he decided to just flop off. And, that's not gonna work.
That's unfortunately not gonna work, and so he's gonna have to save and quit.
Chris finding a whole bunch of money in Skullwoods, 1 whole rupee. Add that to his bank account, but also getting the Master Sword.
Very nice hook shot through the spikes there. dodging those Gibdos. Oh, never mind.
Never go. You jinxed him.
Commentator curse.
Ooh, finding ether.
Interesting. We have one
very
Turtle Rock
interesting.
key. And
he has Fire Rod. He has Samaria. He has ether.
Well, technically, Samaria isn't in the logic yet, so...
That's true. It's a funky menu they got going on.
Yeah. Menuing in Randomizer is actually an art.
It really is.
Especially
because... with that artwork we have there.
Yeah, exactly.
Go up, down, all around, get to what you want. Oh no! Chris bounced right off the spike and got grabbed by the hand. Luckily not getting pushed back too far, but not fun.
Alright, so we're gonna get to see Christos heading towards the Mothula fight. Master Sword in hand, and the Fire Rod.
Speaking of, BT just picked up his Fire Rod.
Picks up the small shield. Hopefully there we go. Menus doesn't,
Woo! Danced around by the Gibdos.
Yeah. Crystal's learning a little bit of ballet here in Skullwoods.
It's a very nice place to learn, honestly. A nice setting.
Yep.
Alright, let's see this fight. I love watching people better than me fight this dude. I just go into panic mode and I'm like, ah!
Using the Fire Rod to get Mothula away from the top spikes. Because Mothula won't take damage if knocked into the spikes, so... Ooh. Big key for Misery Mire. With Flute and the Titan's Mitts and the Moon Pearl, maybe that is... maybe Ether is the medallion required for that.
Again, though, that, to even beat the dungeon, you need Samaria, so...
To finish the dungeon, but Flippers might actually be in there.
Oh, yeah. That's true. So if Flippers are in there, then that would restore everything. That would be very convenient, because that would basically mean that Christos avoided a double dip. We haven't even seen the Mire area yet. So that could be a next stop after pilfering around here in the Village of Outcasts.
Yep. They don't have the big key for Thieves Town, but 4 items available in the very beginning of the dungeon, so it's a common theme to dip in at least, just to take a look. Wow,
Ooh.
There's the Ice Rod. So, interesting. Gonna need that hammer in order to access Turtle Rock and a few more keys, but we're well on our way to being able to complete Turtle Rock.
Speaking of keys, we really haven't found too many so far for this being Keysanity.
Yeah, that is actually true. We found, what was it, 2 big keys and a couple small keys.
Couple pod keys.
Yeah, pod keys get their own designation.
Yeah, ooh!
Oh, speaking of hammer.
Hammer time! That's really nice to find in Thieves Town. He doesn't have the big key to Thieves Town, so unless he finds it here, he won't be able to get far, but finding the hammer is a really good find.
Yeah, and interestingly enough, finds another Turtle Rock small key, so we're at 2 small keys And the big key. And
There's the flippers. Order
now,
is restored.
Yeah, so now Turtle Rock and Misery Mire could be in the logic.
One more Turtle Rock key, and that would be a pretty good spot to go check out.
Yeah, Turtle Rock with the 12 items available in it, with one small key missing, would only be able to access 11 of them. But it's still a pretty significant amount of items in one location.
Exactly. Picking up the Smithy. Gonna be taking him over back home with his new hammer. He'll be able to smash out hammer pegs.
Yep. Interestingly enough, if you don't have a sword when you have the hammer and the boots, you actually can't item dash with it. You'll bonk off of them.
Right off. That's always fun when you forget that.
Yep.
You're like, whoops.
Ooh, BT struggling a little bit with this room here in Skullwoods. Gonna probably pick up that extra heart. Crystal's dropping off the Smith and finding something very soon.
Suspense.
Come on, good stuff. Well, finds a blue potion. It's not terrible.
It's helpful, maybe. They still only have green mail, so, and no half magic, so for ice, maybe? It could be helpful.
This Mothula, there we go. Mothula giving BT a bit of a hard time here. Just not coming down. He gets the red pendant and the big keys. Ooh.
Silvers in purple chest. Without a bow, not too helpful right now, but will be eventually. Easy mode Ganon is activated. Here we see Christos going into the mire area. It's Bombos to get in, so can't quite get in there.
Ooh, very nice. Gets the dash that dodges those fireballs. Small key, to Castle Tower. Interesting. So there's our first key to Aghanim. You need 2 keys to defeat Aghanim, but only 1 key to get both items in the tower. But without the lamp, that's still outside the logic for the second item so far. Just 5 rupees in the checkerboard cave.
Just sitting there. BT about to grab his ice rod. Chris gonna take a look around desert, see what he can find. Saying bye to those 20 rupees.
Yeah, definitely at this point, I don't think they really need any more rupees.
Yeah, absolutely not. I mean, the only really thing they need to spend rupees on is gonna be pod, and they have a blue goo and a green goo, so I would assume that they're not gonna be needing any potions.
So just a compass on the lamp for Christos. And just bombs here, so nothing of significant worth. Unfortunately, without the big key, not going to be able to go any farther in desert.
Yeah, no big key, no small key. Makes that a pretty quick check. BT has found his flippers, so he has no longer... Oh, he never even got Samaria. Never mind.
Yeah, but
he can get Samaria.
Looks like Christos is making that Swamp Palace play. Potentially. Hype Cave could be possible too.
I would think so. Maybe even a red crystal check. We already know Ice is one, but we don't know the other.
Yeah, we're still looking for 1 pendant dungeon. We know that Swamp Palace is the green pendant, Skullwoods is the blue pendant, but we're still looking for the red pendant. small key to Ganon's tower.
Whee! Exciting stuff here in Hype Cave today.
Yeah, Christos hates Swamp Palace, so I was kind of thinking maybe he might make that play just because it's kind of the only dungeon at the moment that... Ooh, Pod is the second red crystal.
Yeah, Swamp has burned Christos a couple times, so I wouldn't be surprised if he went there, especially with the Swamp Palace key.
He has everything that he needs in order to complete it, but it is a green pendant.
But at the same time, it is a green pendant.
Yep.
And that's one more item that could potentially be something. Ooh, that was an interesting bonk.
Yeah, has to be careful there. You can actually get yourself stuck if you bonk back and forth between the two walls there.
You get stuck in the infinite.
Yep. Yeah, enough rupees though. This seed definitely isn't short on cash, that's for sure.
Not. These two players kind of just passed each other. One went kind of the opposite thing with Kakariko that happened earlier in the seed.
Not enough digs.
Needed a couple more. Alright, I'm interested to see where Christos is going to go next. Because he has quite a couple options open to him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially with Ice Palace and Swamp Palace big keys not really being needed.
Ice Palace is the red crystal as well, so we might see him go into Ice Palace.
I feel like between the two, he would go to Ice Palace.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Ice Palace and Swamp Palace and Skullwoods are one of those, are some of those dungeons that are really nice to go mode them. If necessary. Swamp Palace, with it being a pendant. Oh, Christos is going into the Dark World over here. Interesting. I'm trying to think of where else he could go.
I think it's gonna be Swamp Palace. Or maybe he's gonna go up to Pod?
Oh, interesting. He could have just fluted to the...
Or maybe a Pyramid Catfish.
Pyramid and Catfish. Oh yeah, probably.
I know he likes to check a lot of the Overworld. Yep, that looks like that's what he's doing. We figured it out. We did it.
We put the puzzle pieces together and found that Christos is going to the pyramid. And maybe Catfish.
Oh, just a compass, but
can do castle.
What?
Can do the Aga Tower chest, or at least he's gonna get one. Dark room. The second dark room here in Aga Tower isn't that difficult, so
especially for someone who knows the game like Chris does.
Yes. Ooh, big key for Swamp.
Oh, well, he can definitely get everything in there now.
Yep.
The question is, the seed might not even, have anything in there. So do you wait until you're out of options before you go in there? Or do you go now because you can 100% get everything?
Well, I think he's gonna go to Ice Palace before he goes to Swamp Palace.
Oh, I agree.
I think that he'll leave Swamp Palace until he cannot do anything else.
But the seed is definitely pointing him in that direction.
Yep. So BT is going to be getting his Canis Amaria here. Christo is going to be going through the escape sequence, which BT has already done. Getting that Skull Woods big key after already completing Skull Woods.
Which is interesting, because BT already had that going into Skull Woods, but I don't think he really got anything of note. Still don't know anything about the Light World, interesting enough. Even with the information we've gotten from Sahasrara and the bomb shop dude, we don't know anything. Got another pod key, so he's up to 4 now.
So both the runners kind of just cleaning up the areas the other runner has kind of done.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to tell who has a lead right now. It's gonna come down to, you know, if they make different plays on the next dungeon adept and which one pays off.
Yeah, they pretty much have the same items at this point, the same amount of keys.
I think they do kind of have all the same stuff. I think Chris has an extra bottle. And that's about it.
Yeah, there's a few places that Christos has been that BT has not. So he has a little bit of an advantage when it comes to that, but it didn't really lead anywhere. So it'll only be if it comes down to them looking for a final item or something. So Christos doing the sewers in the dark. Having Fire Rod, you're able to light the lamps in here, making this area a little bit nicer.
Oh, that was weird.
So if you actually, fun fact, if you actually are standing against the wall down there at the bottom and you bonk against that lamp, it'll put you in the exact position that you need to open the small chest if you just move up. So if you're ever doing dark rooms. Fun fact.
Very good to know. I find myself doing those dark rooms very frequently.
So we're getting to see a catfish play.
Mm-hmm. See what he's holding for us today.
There's still a little bit of Overworld to clear the what is it? Graveyard Ledge. It's still something that they have access to.
Yeah, they haven't really, they haven't checked out Graveyard Ledge, they haven't checked out what Bumper Cave has. We don't have the cape, so it's not too important right now, but knowledge is power.
Exactly.
Both these players have been, ooh, oh, pod big key, let's do it!
Yeah!
Yes!
Nice call!
That's a very nice find. Chris, absolutely gonna be going there, I would assume. Well, maybe.
With 4,
yeah.
he can't complete the dungeon because no bow, but Pod definitely has a tendency to be holding something of value. And BT, unfortunately, is going to Pod right now. Oh wait, no, BT has the Pod big key already. So BT must have done it.
When did he do catfish? Wait! Okay, I swear I didn't see that earlier. That was 100% a call. No!
Oh boy.
I didn't see it earlier, it counts.
So Christos opening up the Pod dungeon.
I was like, wow, I wonder why BT is going to Pod. Oh, wait.
So Christos picking up the first chest here, gets blue mail. That's a nice item to find. BT actually running towards Pod and then immediately holding the back button to get Kiki to catch up to you. It's a little bit faster than waiting for Kiki to walk all the way from the back.
Ooh, that is a very nice find.
Well, that
Lamp
puts
and pod.
all the dark rooms into play, although we haven't really gotten anything of significance from them.
Makes pod a little less dark, though. So it's a good place to find that.
Could mean something of value in the dark rooms, even, in pod.
Alright, we have these runners right on each other's heels. Again, like we said, they pretty much had the same items going into this. So
right now they're just kind of looking for the bow in order to complete this dungeon in particular. And we do know that pod is, in fact, a red crystal. So
depending on what keys or what doors they open, they might even need another key.
Yep. So if Christos wants to use all the keys to get the items, what he's going to need to do is get the stuff first, so that when he finishes the dark maze, he can mirror out, because there is a key door in there on the other side. So you can't go into... it's not like Turtle Rock where you come in through the back and you can walk through locked doors without actually having to open them. Pod is a bit different.
He is going to open this door, so if he wants to finish the dungeon with Bo later, he's going to want to find another key.
Oop. Nicely done. This is some mad footwork there.
Yeah. We went from ballet in Skullwoods to jazz in pod.
Not for pod. I
saw it and I got happy.
Yeah, I don't think it can actually have a small key in here due to the logic. Wow, this is like the area of
useless
small keys.
keys.
Yeah.
Alright, so that's pod cleared out. Pretty quick check, all things considered. Really just finding blue mail, and that's it.
Yeah, both of them checking out of pod. Using the flute, let's get some syncs here.
Chris thinking about where he wants to go. Looking at Swamp, maybe? I at this point, I don't know what else could be around here.
Swamp is in the logic, and Ice Palace is still not. So, I'm thinking that might be... I think that's the only reason he could be down here.
Imagine the guy that created the logic wanting to follow the logic.
So BT is going to be picking up the blacksmiths. Hopefully it will lead to the purple chest, because that's where BT is going to find silver arrows.
I would be surprised if he skipped that. He has mirror, he has flute. It's an easy check. Have a couple people in chat asking why ice isn't in logic. Ice Palace itself is. It's going to be cold stare. Since there's no big key yet, bomb jumping would technically be a sequence break. So yeah, it did look like Chris went into Swamp. Like we said, this is 10 chests he can clear out, even if it is a pendant. Finding Desert Key, that opens up a couple more places there. There's 2 more chests on the right side he can now get.
Yep, and those are within the logic at this point. is you're able to actually get the small key from the back of the dungeon to open those 2 chests. So the logic requires you to actually have the small key for desert before either going to the boss or getting those two chests on the right side.
BT about to grab his silver arrows as soon as he goes to the light world.
Gonna be picking up his silver arrows. There it is. We got a map as well.
To desert, so we're gonna be able to find out if desert is our last pendant or if it's a crystal.
BT is also going to swamp. I wonder if BT knows of Christos' reluctance to do swamp and is thinking that might get an advantage by making this play.
That, and I also just think because of that early swamp key, it's, I don't know, the likelihood of there being something in there
Yep.
is pretty high, especially since we have everything. That's the thing with Keysanity. If you have everything, why not?
So at this point, we're kind of mostly looking for keys. Keys and a
we're
bow
looking
and
for
bombos.
keys, we're looking for a bow, we're looking for bombos. Yeah, and a lot of keys. A lot of big keys at large.
Yep. Being a little bit stingy on big keys at the moment.
Stingy on knowledge, too, in general. Because we still don't know what that last pendant is. BT does not have Swamp Palace big key.
Nope.
So he's going to be able to, or he won't be able to grab that. We'll see on Christos' end if that's going to end up being important.
Then another map, Turtle Rock. All right, so now we're gonna get that Turtle Rock knowledge.
Yep, we're learning a lot now.
All we need to do is find one more pendant, and then we'll know all the dungeons necessary. So at this point, already pretty much mostly completing the dungeon. At this point, I think that both runners are probably going to go all the way to the boss, with it being the green pendant dungeon, and because most of the chests are so close to the boss.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're already here, and getting back into swamp is a pain. So,
yep.
10 arrows in the big chest, so luckily BT won't be missing out on anything there. But if he is missing one item later on, he might decide to come back in here and check it out. That's the only detriment that could happen there now.
The single arrow and half magic.
Ooh, that's nice for before Ice Palace.
Yeah, so far nothing of significance besides potentially that Desert Palace small key. We basically have the boss item and the Sahashala item. And those are really the major items from this dungeon.
Still potential for this to pay off. I feel like getting the desert key alone might be worth it. That's 2 more chests over there he can check.
And +2 the map, the Desert Palace map. So
Desert Palace and Turtle Rock, yeah.
Yep.
So not entirely an awful dip. Kind of putting things together a little more, if anything. Seeing a Master Sword Argus fight from both these runners.
You'll normally see with Master Sword runners will opt to go from right or left instead of going from the top, just because, or sorry, going from the bottom, because if you can't kill those puffs in one hit, the way their hitbox works and your hitbox works, if you're hookshotting from the bottom, they can be a little bit of a pain. Oh!
Found another pod key.
Well,
so as soon as we find that bow, we can go ahead and clear that out.
Ooh, Turtle Rock is in fact a crystal, so not the required, or not the last pendant. And so is
Desert was
Desert.
also a crystal.
So that leaves Eastern Palace, Tower of Hera, and Thieves Town and Misery Mire as our potential.
Just a couple.
Yeah, just about 5 dungeons, no big deal.
No big deal. 20% chance of getting it right.
Back into Desert, Christos is going.
Trying to make that swamp play pay off.
So what are we gonna find on the right side here? Hopefully, he's hoping for something good. Bow would be fantastic, because then he's gonna be able to finish up Pod.
Yeah,
and Eastern.
And just wipe everything in that area out. Would be very nice.
But unfortunately, it does not pay off.
They have a rainbow of potions right now.
Green, blue, and red.
You don't see that often.
No.
Ooh! Big key to... Oh. Ooh. Well, that probably leads them in the Ice Palace direction then. Since it is all in the logic now.
That does put Ice Palace in the logic. It's just, both runners probably could have completely skipped Swamp Palace and just gone to Ice and just, bomb jumped it to avoid that. Or unless there's something in the Ice Palace big chest.
Exactly. The question is... Oh, I think Chris is going to make a Turtle Rock play, which is what I was going to... Oh, never mind.
Nope.
I forgot.
Denial.
Oh, I was excited.
Using that for a health refill. Interesting. Christos is going to go hand in the Sahashala item as well, and I think he's going to be a little bit disappointed.
Watch there be something great in the Ice Palace big chest. And we're just completely downing on it. We're like, oh, that's lame. Yes, it looks like Chris is making that Ice Palace play. And so is BT. Again, Chris just a couple steps ahead.
So, half magic ice pod.
Oh, yep. That's something I would never want to experience.
Yeah, not anyone's really biggest idea. Helmasaur on ice physics.
No. Awful.
Very nice penguin clearing here. And BT as well. Using that hookshot, they only take 1 hit from the hookshot, whereas multiple hits from the Master Sword. Very nice setup from Christos on this room. Ice Palace, you can really see. Oop, using the using the invincibility frames there to make the quick dash, and BT doing the same. Unfortunately, with BT not having full health, not able to do the beam sword on the jellyfish to get that key. But wow, both these runners doing a fantastic job in Ice Palace so far.
Yeah, execution has been very, very good this race.
And another interesting thing, if you hookshot a heart, there's a possibility that you can actually obtain 2 hearts back. So you'll see that while they have the hook shot out, most likely going to be attempting to get those extra heart refills just for Cold Stare. Cold Stare can be a little bit of a butt.
We're getting some Ice Palace route divergence, probably the most route divergence we've seen.
Yeah.
Chris using his key to get over here to these hammer chests, while BT goes for the iced tea chest.
Oh, there's that last Turtle Rock key, though.
So everything in Turtle Rock is now in logic. BT grabbing a cape. We haven't seen what's on Bumper Ledge yet, I don't think, so.
Nope.
Who knows? That might be good.
Oh, just a Skullwoods key.
That's always the worst when you've already finished a dungeon. Like, thanks!
Thanks, but no thanks. Especially because of, especially because of the fact that Skullwoods, you don't even need any of those small keys.
Exactly. So on top of it being a useless key.
And thank you so much, Forever Psychotic, for the 2-month resub. Super appreciated. Thanks for the continued support for Speed Gaming. So we have both players that are kind of wrapping up each other's routing here. Crystal's gonna bomb jump over to the other side to kill the kill these guys here, the ice guys.
Getting 20 rupees for his troubles.
Gonna drop down the hole and opt a hook shot through the blocks.
Saves a little more time than bombing it.
Yep. And gets a small key for Pod.
Alright, so all that is now in logic.
Yep.
We're getting
but still no bow.
Yeah, still no bow. We're getting a lot of small keys. But again, severely lacking in the big key department. I'm feeling like Turtle Rock is going to be this next play. Master Sword Cold Stare, but they have half magic, so they can kind of go, never mind.
Opting for hammer strats instead.
Brave, never mind, he's bailing from that idea.
Oh, very nicely done. Gets the ricochet kill on Cold Stare. Gets a map. Misery Mire. Well, that's useful information. We still don't know if that's a crystal or a pendant.
I would say all in all, Ice Palace was a pretty good dip. Only really got a couple small keys, cape, and then that map, but useful nonetheless, I think. I think that was another crystal.
So still missing that pendant.
Narrowing it down.
BT opting for hammer strats on Cold Stare as well. Does have a few potions, so if he wants to use them. But nope, going for this the hammer kill on Cold Stare. It's a little bit more challenging to come from the bottom, so very nicely done from both our runners.
Very, very nice.
And Christos is opting to now head towards Turtle Rock, which we do know is in fact a crystal, so.
Oh. Was Meyer? Oh, Meyer was actually a pendant.
Oh, well, there you go.
So never mind. It was blue. So we do know everything now. That means that Bombos may not be required after all. So really, it's just the bow that's at large and a couple big keys. Five big keys, actually.
Big key for
Big key central.
Tower of Hera, Desert Palace, Eastern Palace.
Any big key that we see is going to be good at this point, though, which is nice.
Well, oh yeah, we saw Swamp Palace. It was just not on BT side.
Yeah, he just doesn't have that yet. That was up in Castle Tower, I believe. Again, these players making all the same routing decisions. Getting a fire shield on Christos' end.
Yeah, we did see Cane of Burna, which is currently accessible at the moment. So, the laser bridge is in the logic at the moment. It's just both runners don't want to get it.
Well, they also have Cape too. I think Cape.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh no!
That's unfortunate. Is he gonna make it?
Oh no! Not again! You might make it. Oh
no! He's rage speeding. Gonna hear a couple of these chimes every time these lights go out.
But because of I don't know if he's gonna make it again.
I don't know if he is either.
Okay.
All right, he might the thing this time.
Go.
Gonna be tight.
Oh,
he's in.
Nice.
That was the most stressful room I've ever seen.
Vamos. There we go.
Oh,
Misery Mire.
Wow. That's kind of not what we wanted to see.
Nope.
Because that opens up Misery Mire for us. And we really just wanted to avoid that.
Yeah, Christos with the new strats in the fire room, or the torture room in Turtle Rock.
That was the best torture room I've ever seen. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, misses.
Oh,
man, these chain chomps though, not being very friendly today. So Christos down to 4.5 hearts. Blue mail. No powder. No fake powder. Gotta be a little bit careful coming up. He does have potions.
Ooh, he's not skipped. Oh, yeah, he has. They have 4 keys.
Yep.
Why not? I'm so used to only having 3 keys coming in here.
Oh, but just a compass for Thieves Town.
Gotta know how to navigate Thieves Town.
Yep. Where's the boss? You see the
I don't know where to
room.
find him.
Yeah, you see the boss room, but no boss.
How do?
Oh, wow. Nice ricochet on the Pokey again.
Ricochet Central for Chris over here.
So we have probably a Mimic Cave check coming up. I've actually seen Bo in Mimic Cave a few times. So maybe could be where it leads him.
With Mire opened up and it being a pendant, you have to start wondering. Could this be a pedestal?
Yep. Could be. Oh, big key.
To Eastern. That's good. Mimic Cave coming in.
Actually, scarily enough, with the ability to actually full clear Misery Mire right now.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
It's completely possible that there could be something good on pedestal.
Oh, there's the bow!
We just got the Eastern Care package out here. So
Yep,
they'll be able to finish up Pod, finish up Eastern. As I was saying, the Misery Mire dream is starting to become a little less likely now.
Yeah, just big keys on as the potential. Tower of Hera, we already know that that's a crystal, but finding a map nonetheless.
Maps are pretty much useless now that we know We have all the information we need.
So we're still missing Desert Palace big key, Tower of Hera big key, Thieves Town big key, and Ganon's Tower big key.
Just a lot of big keys at this point. Where it's the big key hunt.
Yeah, that's pretty much all we need at this point. Unless there's something, you know, that we need the book for, like Bombos or Ether Tablets.
Chris using up his red potion in case these
Oh!
decide to shoot. Oh, no!
But gets
That's funny.
Small key for Ice Palace.
Useless. Nothing on Laser Bridge this time.
Nope.
But very nicely getting through there. Not getting hit once.
Yeah, BT getting that heart refill.
Oh, Anti-Fairy getting stuck there for the rest of his life. Poor guy.
He's probably like, darn you, Christos!
I would have gotten away with it too.
So we're gonna get the hammer strats.
Backdoor hammer strats nonetheless. This is a fun one in my opinion. Very clean firehead. Oh wow. Trinex just letting him go to town right there. He went all the way on the right side.
And BT right behind. With very similar ideas here.
That was a very, very, very clean Trinex fight from Christos.
This is incredible. These guys are neck and neck. It all comes down to who can find these big keys first.
I would be surprised if the both of them didn't just clear up Pod and Eastern at this point.
Yeah. They both required, and
it would take a Meyer gamble to pull one of these runners ahead and have it pay off.
And once they're done with Eastern Palace and Pod, there's not much else they can really do.
Unless they get a Hera big key or a Desert big key.
Yeah.
Thieves Town big key. They could get any of those items and it'll send them right there. They could get multiple big keys. And that would cause a route divergence.
And Ganon, the big thing is Ganon's Tower big key, the one item that can pretty much be anywhere in the game except for in the gauntlet, is still at large. We have not found it yet, so it could all come down to that, you know, finding the Ganon's Tower big key in Misery Mire instead of Ganon's Tower.
That's something I find very frequently is people searching around for GT big key. That is one elusive key.
So it looks like BT is opting to go into Eastern Palace first, and Christos is going to be finishing up Pod first. So
at this point, it doesn't really matter which one they do first. They have everything they need for both dungeons, so it doesn't really matter which one they do. Oh, there's a big key.
Tower of
Hera. That'll send them up there. I think the fact that these runners have been doing the same thing pretty much the entire time shows how pretty linear this Keysanity seed has been so far. It's kind of just pointed you to one dungeon, and then in that dungeon you get what you need for the next one.
Yeah, pretty much.
There hasn't been too much, you know, running around or having, you know, to make many choices.
+5 arrow upgrade in the big chest in Eastern, so no big keys there yet. So Pod and Ice Palace being our red crystals. Once Christos defeats Pod here, and of course, hopefully Eastern before he leaves, he's going to be able to check the Pyramid Fairy as well. That is a bit of a time sink, so he might opt to do, you know, Tower of Hera first, just because it is something that's required, and you never know, you could find keys in there. Well, speaking of big keys, though, there's the big key for Desert Palace.
Oh, see, there it is. So they have two different big keys now. They'll probably go to the opposite dungeons of each other right now, and then they'll make a choice between Desert and Hera. And really, all that we're missing now is Thieves Town Big Key and GT Big Key. At the same time, we also don't have a small key for Hera. So there could be something down in the basement there.
There most certainly could.
Which is why I think I would save Hera for later in this situation.
Oh boy, the map for Hyrule Castle.
Oh.
The second most useless map in the game. So now BT is opting to go through Pod, and Christos is going to be going into Eastern.
Yep, all the same stuff we just saw. Very, very funny how it's the same route, just opposite.
Yeah. And it's very close to the same amount of time.
Exactly, since they both had already cleared out Pod.
Exactly. And whoop, Christos getting the getting this Stalfos gonna be spawning in the door.
Yeah.
So the Stalfos room actually works because there's an area where you walk into which actually spawns those guys. What's happening is it's trying to spawn a Stalfos in north, south, east, west. And if you position yourself in the right way, then one of the Stalfos is going to spawn in the skeleton, and it can't. And one of them is going to spawn in the door, and it can't. So that's why you only get two, just the ones on the east and west side.
It's cool how manipulation like that can cause spawning enemies differently. This is a weird game.
So we have both of the runners going into their respective boss battles here.
Pretty much around the same time each other did when they were in the last dungeon.
Yep. Another big key.
Yep, getting his big key to Desert. So here we'll see if they both make a Desert play or if one decides to go over to Hera.
I feel like Hera will probably be the last one that they do unless they can't find anywhere else. Because it's really nice to combine Hera with Ganon's Tower.
Yeah.
You could just mirror from one to the other.
Exactly.
I feel like Desert Palace is going to be the next play for both the runners.
Yep, and Chris is proving that.
Gonna get himself set up to just go straight inside. Hopefully remembers that there is still the big chest in Desert Palace, but might be opting to go up here first. He's gonna have to probably check it either way, you know, just in case. He's still looking for 2 items, so there's only one up here. Needs Thieves Town and Ganon's Tower big key at the moment. I wonder if at this point any of them are going to gamble on Misery Mire.
That's exactly what I was just thinking. Since they're already in the area, 2 big keys are still at large. They're kind of running out of options. Hera's the only next progression option, besides some other little random overworld situations. So, who knows? Maybe.
Very
Lambo
nice.
Fight.
Yeah, very nice Lambo fight. Gets the red boomerang.
So that's definitely not progression.
Nope. BT right behind him here. So he is kind of in a rough place because
He had to be careful.
Yeah.
I saw him thinking, he's like, huh.
Yeah, kind of put this mirror spot in a dumb place.
If you're, luckily if you're holding something, like a bomb or that Samaria block, you don't get warped, which is pretty nice.
Alright, big... Ooh, no!
That's not something you want to see.
Could lead to Bombos or Ether Tablet.
With two pendants, these runners might even check pedestal. Just to see.
So we have Christos who's heading up to Tower of Hera. So he's just gonna follow the trail towards the actual completed, or dungeons that need to be completed. So unless BT makes a different gamble, you know, it's gonna all come down to possibly the execution at the end if they continue to follow the same paths.
He's also going to be able to check out Ether Tablet while he's up here with his newfound book.
Yep. He can read. Oh,
he read himself some money. I don't know. If I got paid $50 for reading, I'd be pretty happy.
Yeah, I would too. So again, as Chelsea said earlier, no Tower of Hera small key, so...
Still 3 items in here though, so this can certainly pay off.
So it looks like BT is opting to instead go towards Bombos Tablet.
We'll see what that holds. Got a heart container and a heart piece. Lots of love here in Moldorm's lair. Truly confirms that Moldorm just wants some love and hugs.
Exactly.
Nice little bumper skip from Chris there.
Moment of truth for BT. Will this pay off? Oh, well, he got the Tempered Sword.
That is certainly something. That could be a huge difference at the end of with the Ganon fight, honestly. If Chris doesn't find that,
Ooh,
may be pretty big.
I feel like at this point,
he's gonna go check that.
Yeah, he's gonna go check Bombos and Pyramid Fairy. Combine those two together. Sounds like a pretty solid plan.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of Overworld now. Pyramid Fairy, I don't think they've seen Graveyard Ledge.
Spike Cave.
Spike Cave right now, yep. BT grabbing himself some money from the heavens.
Has the cape, so is able to survive this. And finds a small key. I was really worried that was the Tower of Hera.
I know, me too. I was like, oh, how nice of them to put that there.
Gets the old man heart refill.
Take a look at where Chris goes next.
Yeah, it
look
looks like
at least gonna make the Fat Fairy play. So we'll see if he combines it with Bombos. They are kind of in opposite directions, but kind of the same warp, so we'll see. He is. He is gonna go grab his tempered sword.
Yep. It makes sense. It's
It
a
does.
logical play.
Especially with just getting the book.
But it's scary at this point because we know that it's not here. You know, we still have a couple overworld locations to check, but we also have all of Misery Mire.
Exactly.
And Misery Mire has 8 items available right now. So, you know, at this point, after getting almost knocked off the edge there by Bombos tablet.
I love seeing that. Yeah, all of North Dark World has been mostly ignored.
Yep.
And by all of, I mean Bumper Cave and Graveyard Ledge, but
yeah.
I don't think either of our players have gotten a chance to get over there yet.
So BT looks like he's making the North Hyrule play, whereas Christos is going to be handing in the bomb, using the damage boost in order to get running with the bomb.
I would assume after checking this, though, he will take his hook shot and head over to Graveyard Ledge and Bumper Cave himself, though. So
Probably. Ooh,
there's a small key. That might be the Hera small key.
He's